Some brothers bringing beats that be thorough. Some brothers bringing beats that be thorough. Some brothers bringing beats that be thorough. Some brothers bringing beats that be thorough.
If you are now tuned into this podcast, let's chop it up for a second. Do you know the difference between the people who are hurting you and the people who are helping you? Are you aware of those people? Are you aware of the consistencies that these group of people tend to have? Are you aware of that? Because if you are aware, you know which group of people you are cutting off because they are hurting you, and you know the group of people that you are keeping around and cuffing them because they are helping you. But if you are cutting off the wrong people, that is going to put you in a very bad situation. I'm doing this because someone recently asked me, how do I know who to cut off? I know who to cut off by the way they treat me, their intentions, and the things that they say around me when they are around me, and the messages that get back to me when they aren't around me. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. I am aware of those two, because out of respect for me, certain individuals do tell me about what people are saying. I don't necessarily care what people are saying when it's negative. I like to hear it just so I can get a laugh, or just so I can have a better understanding of the person that's saying it. Because you can have people that can give you a reputation. Remember, I've always said this by way of John R. York. You got two things in this life: character and reputation. Your character is who you are, how you're built, the things that make you up. Your reputation is anything that anyone can have about you if you're having a bad day or they're having a bad day. My character is solid. I'm a stand-up guy. I got dignity, I got integrity, morals, values, all that good stuff, right? But reputation can be based on me having a bad day again, or you having a bad day. Reputation can be based on how someone sees me at work, what they think about me at work. But that don't necessarily translate if these people don't really, really know me, or they don't really, really know you. So again, do you know who you cutting off? Are you able to tell the difference between the people that are hurting you and helping you? I know the people in my closest in that thick crust of my inner circle, that very inner circle, that thick crust. I know those people wouldn't purposefully go out their way to hurt me. Therefore, when we have conversations, our conversations are always going to be with love and respect. And we may not always agree. It's okay to disagree with those people, because when we disagree, we can disagree in a manner where no one gets hurt. Bad words don't have to be said, and we walk away with the same respect and love, if not more respect and love. Are you able to do that with the people that are helpful to you? You should be able to. There's no reason to not ever cut people off just because you had a disagreement and they're part of your help. Unless they're saying something so totally disrespectful, vile, and vicious that you can no longer have that person around you. But how does that happen if they really respect you, love you, and they're helping you? If a person is hurting you, you kind of notice them by what they do, right? I would assume a person who is hurting you can physically or verbally be abusive to you. They mean you nothing but bad wishes, bad luck, bad vibes, bad intentions. Can you separate the two? Because for me,
Sometimes just conversation with a person that's negative is a person that I don't need to be around. And after hearing them for a while, a day, not a day necessarily, 3 days, a week, as it starts to build up, you should be taking notes on this person's intentions and how they move. I don't want no fucking grossly negative person around me. You cut them off. There is a difference in these people. I don't care if the person makes $1 billion. You can learn from them, but you can't have them in your circle. You have to learn to put them in their place. If you're gonna cut them off, they can't be in that thick crust. They got to be somewhere on the outside layer or a surface layer where they don't know all the inner workings and everything that goes on inside your circle. Know the difference though, because if the billionaire is offering you advice, if the billionaire is able to get through to you and help you make money and do better as a person, then they may need to go, they may need to be a different layer, a different tier closer than the people on the outside. But that doesn't mean that they have to be in the inner crust. Know the difference. Do you know the difference between the people who are helping you and the people who are hurting you? In my life, I know the difference. Me and my sister were sitting around having a conversation about people who have hurt us. When we were growing up, we were having a conversation about the people who have helped us while growing up, even to this day. We know the difference. I know the difference in someone disciplining me because I did something wrong and owning up to my bullshit and my fuck up. That's called accountability and responsibility when you can do that as a man and as a woman, I would hope. But as a man, you have to be accountable and responsible for the things that you do. Because if you aren't, who can trust you with any task, doing anything, whether it's a small task or something major? How can people trust you? How can people depend on you? That's again where the hurt and the help comes from. I don't mind someone disciplining me when I'm out of order. I have a small circle of people that have told me, yo, you out of order. Growing up, there are certain things that I've done, they let me rock out, whether I slapped somebody or I got into a fist fight or a brawl or whatever it was, or something even worse, something more violent, whatever the situation was. If they stood with me, they stood with me. Even if it wasn't my fault, we all got back in the car and we held the person accountable. Or if we had to get bailed out, we all held each other accountable for that situation. Hey, I'm gonna ride with you, my G, to the end, but what you did was fucked up. You shouldn't have done it. You could have cost us all jail time, or you could have got us all locked up, or you could have got us killed, or whatever the case is. You got to think more. Having those people in your circle that can give you that, that's called helping you, that is not a hindrance. You should never, ever be looking at that person like they're your enemy. The person that is hurting you or harming you would have told you, man, what you did was fine, man. Do it again. You should do it every time. No. As a responsible person, you can't move through life thinking that you're gonna have to slap every person. There are people I still want to slap and they still may get slapped. I don't know. But you can't move through life thinking that violence is the way to solve everything. That is incorrect. That's ridiculous. That is preposterous. That is not how you move through this life. That is also indicative of your character. If you feel the need to hurt people all the time. Sometimes it takes a bigger man to just walk away, especially if you know you're more of a vicious person. Sometimes you have to understand that people are luring you into traps to get you to do violent things, to get you to do stupid things. And you have to be aware of that and be able to step away from that. You have to be able to walk away from that. You have to be able to look them in the eye and understand that this is, I recognize that this is some bullshit and walk away from it. A person that's hurting you can do it in different manners of ways, in a plethora of ways. But you got to be able to notice that the people that want to hurt you don't want you to be successful. They don't want you to be the better self, the better person, the better version of yourself that you can be. Do you understand that? A person that wants to hurt you can't visualize you doing better for yourself. You ever notice how there are groups of people that you know or grew up with, they have pity parties? They're all sitting around smoking, drinking, or whatever it is they do. And they all talking about how things are always going wrong. But when they see you doing something good, they're talking down about you doing something positive or reaching your goals, trying to achieve your goals. Those are people that can be hurtful. You keep those people out your way. However, they are also useful because you can also use them as a level. You can also use them as a gauge of what you don't want to be in life and what to stay away from. Not necessarily needing them in your circle, but you can always look at them or see them when you're out and go, I never wanted to be like that. When I see some of these same people that I'm talking about, when I see them out, I may even buy them a drink. I'm not buying you a drink because you're somebody important to me. I'm buying you a drink because I'm saluting you for everything, for you being everything that I don't want to be. That's all it is. And I don't even have to buy you a drink, but that's the type of guy I am. Fuck it, why not? But know the difference, people. Know the difference between the people that are helping you and the people that are hurting you. It's important. It's extremely important for you to know the difference. The people that are helping you will always do something to inspire you. Simple, kind words. Love you, bro. Love you, sis. Keep going, sis. Keep going, bro. I like what you're doing. I see what you're doing. Hey, keep that up. Good job. Encouraging words. Inspiration. There's even admiration sometimes. Sometimes if a person loves you enough, they may even tell you that they're jealous. I get jealous of the homies, but I let them know, like, yo, I'm jealous of you doing that, bro. I wish that was me. But they recognize that I don't mean no harm by it. They also recognize that means that they know that they boy, they got, they G, is gonna work a little bit harder to get to that point, to get further than where they are. That's all it is. It's not competition, it's building. It's building, we're building together, but separately, if that makes sense. Know the difference between the people that are hurting you. A person that's hurting you would never want you to do anything great. They never have kind words of inspiration. And if they do, all you gotta ever do is mess up and they'll show you how they really and truly feel. All you gotta do is fall off the bandwagon and they'll show you how they really and truly feel. Know the difference between helping and hurting. Some of us don't recognize that. I can be at work and tell people good job. I don't have a problem telling somebody good job. But I'll say this, for one of the reasons that I don't say good job all the time is because you're doing your goddamn job. So there is no reason for me to tell you good job when you're doing the job that you was hired to do. You dig? Now, sometimes we all feel we may need a pat on the back, and that's fine. But all the time, I'm not going to tell you that you're doing a good job. Just know that you got hired to do that. Helping and hurting. Helping and hurting, know the difference. There's a difference between someone helping you and hurting you. And when you know these people, you got to be able to cut off the right ones. You owe nobody an explanation. You don't owe nobody an explanation for doing that. If a person hurts you, you don't owe them an explanation for healing and moving forward. You forgive and you move on. I learned that a long time ago. When you're forgiving people, you're not forgiving them to help them. The forgiveness is for you to move forward because you're letting go of the thing that they did to harm you. That's why you're forgiving them. You're not forgiving them to say, you know what? I want you to know that I forgive you for the things that you did because I want you to feel better as a person. They could give a fuck less about how you think they should feel. Some people are just rotten people. You are forgiving so you can move forward. That's what you're doing it for. Know the difference between helpful people and harmful people. The people that are hindering you from doing well. The people that don't want to see you do well. Family members can be some of the worst. You have to know it. You gotta know it. You gotta see it. And the reason why you have to see it and be able to have the spirit of discernment is because hurt people. And usually the people that hurt you are going to be the closest ones to you. But do you know the difference between the people in your family that are going to hurt you and the ones that are going to harm you? Help you. The ones that are going to help you and the ones that are going to harm you. There's a big difference. If you got people in your corner that are constantly looking out for you, that wish you the best, you know that's help. If you got the people in your corner that can't help you, always telling you what you shouldn't do, woulda, coulda, shouldas, never there when you need them, but always telling you what they woulda did. We call those the woulda kids, right? Call them the woulda kids. Never there when it happened, but always talking about what they woulda did, right? They full of shit, and you got to recognize it. You got to know it. You got to know who these people are. There's a difference in the people that want to help you and the people that want to harm you. There are people that want you to move forward and be successful. They're not telling you to do these things and take these steps to hurt you. They see something in you that they want to bring out, and they want to blossom. They want you to move forward. Those are people that are interested in helping you. That's called your network. That's part of your network now. There's nothing wrong with that. People trying to push you in the right direction. The hurtful people are the ones telling you, man, I wouldn't take that job. Man, they fired the last guy that was doing that job. Man, that last guy didn't make it, man. The other guy before him didn't make it. Well, maybe they weren't qualified, or maybe they were just there for their 4 to 6 months. So they could move on. But those people will never know. And then you should be asking them, well, did you ever go for that job? No, I didn't go for that job. That's usually the response you're going to get. Man, I'm not trying to do that job. That's a hindrance. That's a person who's stopping your growth. That's hurtful to you. John R. York told me one time, and it stuck with me forever. Matt, change is inevitable. Growth is optional. You don't want to be around people that are going to hurt you, harm you, and hinder you from doing what you're trying to do. Those people haven't changed. Those people haven't grown. Know the difference between people that are helping you and people that are harming you. It's a big difference, right? It's a very big difference. I love my family, but I think the majority of people in my family know that outside of the realm of love is respect, and I'm big on respect and love. I think the majority of the men that I came up with are the same way. Love is unconditional, but respect isn't. Because out of respect for me, you know there's certain things that you just wouldn't do. Even if there was a doubt of it, you would back away because you know the repercussions of doing it, which strain our bond. It may cause some hurt to you or me. Know the difference between the people that are hurting you and the people that are harming you. It goes a long way. It goes a real long way. You should be able to see the signs. You should be able to recognize the actions. I don't mind people giving me words of affirmation. I don't mind people sending me love, text messages and things like that. That's one way to do it. But the other way is action. There's an action that comes with you with helping me, you showing me love. It's all wrapped in that. But the people that will hurt you will do the opposite. And if you're going to cut off anybody, know who to cut off. You got to be very careful because I don't want to say anything that's too far-fetched. But if you're listening to me, you have to cut off the people that are actually hurtful. Not the people that are helping you and you're disagreeing with. Not the people that are helping you and y'all don't see eye to eye on everything. We're all not going to like or agree on the same things. If you like painters and you like Manet and I like Monet, that's my preference. That's my preference. If you like Jean-Michel Basquiat, that's your preference. If I like Michael Kopach, that's my preference. Your preference is your preference. That's my preference is my preference. That doesn't strain the bond. That just means we like different things. There's nothing wrong with disagreeing on that. If you're a person that likes jazz and prefers Duke Ellington, and I like Kevin Neighbors, that's preference. That's preference. That's what I prefer. But that should never strain a relationship just because you guys are disagreeing on what you like, on preference, sports, food, music, whatever it may be. Those are minor things, but they build relationships. I may actually pay attention to the artist that you like, the musician that you may like, and get a better understanding. And I may come away with liking some of their projects, their artwork. And I may end up liking them, but it's the way that you present it to me. See, disagreements build relationships. They help build relationships because you get a better understanding of the person that you're dealing with. There's nothing wrong with having an argument with a person that you love. Nothing wrong with that at all. But if the person is hurting you, you should be able to tell the difference, because a person that's helping you would apologize if it's that severe, or they would never let it get there. That's when you know who to cut off. That's when you know where to draw the line. That's when you know when the disrespect has been made and they can't come back across that line. You got to know the difference between the people that are hurting you and the people that are helping you. Me and Six had these conversations on air, off air. Me and some of the other brothers, Pancho, David, D-Mac, we have these conversations. I know my brothers wouldn't hurt me. I know when they telling me I need to step my shit up. Telling me to step my shit up ain't nothing harmful to me. There is nothing wrong with that. Because they recognize that there's a better version of me that I need to achieve. A person that's hurting me or hurting you would have a whole different tone in the way they say that, and in the things they say, and in the way they treat you. You got to be aware of that. And I'm sure you are aware of that. So listening to this at this point is probably mundane. It's minuscule. It doesn't matter to you. But for those who haven't heard it or need to hear it or need the affirmation, confirmation, or the reassurance, here we are. Here we are. Do you know the difference between help and hurt? I do. Hurt people hurt people. A little, I'll let you in on something. My father was verbally abusive towards me and my older sister. Said a lot of nasty shit. Hurt. A lot of nasty shit. But why did he say it? Because he was hurt. He was hurt. So because he didn't know how to talk to his children, he said vile, vicious things to us. And it left a mark. I know the mark that it left on me, but I can't speak on the mark that it may have left on my sisters. or anyone else or my mom. But I know it did leave a mark because he was a hurt man and he didn't know how to process his own pain. But at this age and at this point in my life, I realized that, hey man, dude was hurt. I can't hold that against him no longer. As a younger man, yeah, you have this fire that builds up, this rage that builds up, and you want to pay everybody back. You want to do something about the way you feel. You owe everybody an ass whooping, or that's at least that's the way that I felt at the time. But then one thing happens for me. You start getting in relationships with women, and you notice things about yourself, and they do as well, that you don't know how to connect properly. And because you don't know how to connect properly, your relationships, they stifle. They don't go as far as they should. For as much as you want to love that woman and be there for that woman, you don't know how. Because of the hurt. So you got to learn how to heal and get past that and work through it and tell anybody that you're being in a relationship with, hey, this is what happened to me and I'm learning how to move past that, blah, 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 blah. But it's on you. Take ownership of that, of whatever hurt you. Take ownership. Figure out why it hurt. Figure out why it still bothers you. And learn how to get past it. Slowly but surely. Slowly but surely. What they say, Rome wasn't built in a day. Neither was his earth. Neither was his laptop. Neither was his mic. It may be manufactured now in a day, but at some point, the way it started, before they got it down correct and consistent, it wasn't done in a day. This podcast wasn't done in a day. This episode, who knows? But just know, for anybody that's listening, it's okay to hurt. It's okay to hurt. It's how you get past the hurt, how you move forward. Is what dictates the next lesson and your next move. How are you going to move forward past the hurt? People are going to say stuff to you all the time, but always know there are people that are going to help you as well. Do you know who's in your circle to help you? Do you recognize in your circle those that are there to hurt you? The help and the hurt. Do you recognize the difference? I know in my circle, man. I got friends since I was 11 years old, 15 years old, that are still riding with me. We may not talk all the time. We may not communicate all the time. But when we link up, it's all love. It's almost like nothing has ever changed. And I love that. And I appreciate that. Because the energy is still the same. They're my brothers, they're my sisters. And I still have nothing but love and respect toward them. Because I know they're not trying to do me no harm. I know they're living their life. I know they have to be successful in their own lane and in their own right. And you have to allow them the chance and the opportunity to do that. Actually, it's in their control to do that. You have to only control what you're supposed to be doing. And then when you link up back with your favorite people, it's still all love. When I link up with my family or I talk to them on the phone, we do Google Duo, we do FaceTime, Zoom, whatever it is. It's still all love. We shoot the shit. We chop it up. I act goofy, silly. Something y'all may never not see. Some things you may see coming up. You never know. But it's still all love. Shout out to everybody that been in my corner. God bless everybody out there that been praying for me and praying for my family as we deal with my mom and the severity of the situation that has fallen in our lap. But I know the people that are helpful. I know the people that are around me that believe in God. I know the people that are around me that believe that God is a healer and they want to see my mama walk through this like nothing ever happened. And she'll give her testimony. Those people are my help. I know that. Do you know who is your help? Do you know the people that are in your corner? Do you know the people that are rooting for you? That passionately love you and want you to do well? Do you know the people that have disdain for you? Do you know the people that are brooding and waiting for you to fail? They want you to do well, but they don't want you to do well above them. Do you know the difference in these people, man? Recognize the signs. I recognize them. It's not that hard for me. It's quite easy, actually. After being around you for so long, you got to, at least for me and the people that I grew up around, you know a fool, you know a lame, you know a liar when you're talking to one. You know what they up to. You know when people on garbage, when people on bull, bull, people on bullshit. You know it. Sometimes out of love, we keep people around just because it's love, and they might be family, they might be blood. Categorize. I shouldn't say that, but you got to be able to put these people in a proper place. You might have to categorize people. Excuse me. Know their place in your life. In a thick crust of your inner circle, you know who should be there. You know who's helping you. You know the people that love you, that want the best for you. And you should know the difference between the people that want to hurt you. You got to know that. You got to know the difference. It's a totally different energy. Do you feel a different energy and a different vibes from people when you're around them, man? The people that love you and the people that support you versus the people that don't. I ain't talking about no social media love, no likes and comments. Fuck that. I'm talking about that physical love, that actual vibration and energy that you get from people when you are around them, when you all have dialogue, when you guys are watching sports, when you guys are eating dinner, when you guys are just hanging out at each other's houses, having a couple bottles of wine or a couple bottles of scotch. Salute to the bro Ken, Ed. Much love and respect to them brothers. Helping and hurting. Do you know the difference?
There's no reason to be surprised. This was expected.
Do you?
It's only natural that I am the one still standing. And they're the ones who fell before.
The people in your corner that want you to succeed, man, pay attention to them.
Welcome to harsh reality.
The people that don't want you to succeed, pay attention to them. Some of the young men that I mentored, they told me their ideas, and I told them, okay, I salute that. And I told them how they can go about doing certain things. And when I'm able to help them get to those things, I do it. If I can't, I put them in a range or in the direction of someone or the idea that may help. And if I can't do that, I just applaud for them. I tell them I'm happy for them, because that's the least I can do. When they say when they share these same ideas or concepts, topics, or whatever it is that's going on to these other people, I tell them all the time, listen to the people when you engage them, when you mention your idea and what you're trying to do. Why you want to do that? What you gonna do that for? That's stupid. That's dumb. That don't necessarily hurt you, but it ain't helping you either, is it? If it's motivation like it motivates me, I understand it. But other than that, you don't need nothing for nobody like that. Those people do nothing for you. Know the difference. Recognize these people. People ask me from time to time, why don't you come hang with us? Why don't you do this? Why don't you? No, I don't like giving my energy to everybody like that. I don't like being around everybody like that. And then some of these people, not a lot, some of these people just want you around so they can observe you, so they can pick up on your energy and vibe. They want to compare. You got to be careful with that. Some people just want to be around you to compare. Man, if you hear me say, yo, let's grab a couple drinks and have a good time, that's all I'm there for. I'm not there to compare my life to yours. You got grown people out here when you go, this is just from my life. Years ago, I was hanging out with somebody. I ain't gonna say no names. I could, I ain't worried about shit, but we hanging out. And I get up and I go to the restroom, the bathroom, hygienic chamber, whatever y'all want to call it. And I go mind my business. La 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 la, right? As I'm coming back, I see somebody that I know, so we start chopping it up. As I look toward the bar area where I was sitting, because the person asked me where I was sitting. I said, I'm at the bar. I'm there with a couple of people. He goes, oh yeah, who you with? I was like, that group of people right there that's next to my coat. As we both look that same way, they're looking to the inside of my jacket to check out the label. And the person that I'm with said, yo, did they just look at the label on the inside of your coat? I said, yeah, that's weird, ain't it? And we just laughed. We laughed. And he said, well, looks like you won't be hanging around them for much longer. I was like, no, there's something there when a person is more worried about the labels on the inside of my jacket or the clothes that I have on more than they are worried about the type of person that I am. And if you're Carl Reed right now and you're listening to this, you probably know that the inside was Ralph Lauren. I had a Ralph Lauren jacket. Creed, what up? That's my man's. He probably knows that. I always get on Ralph something. Even now. It's always Ralph Lauren something. But this group of guys, or this guy, I should say, was more interested in what my jacket said on the inside. He's peeping my fly, trying to check out my swagger, my moxie. It's crazy that people would do that. Needless to say, I didn't really hang around that person no more because I don't value shit like that. Why are you checking out the inside of my jacket? What else do you want to know? You understand what I'm saying? Maybe I'm going too far. Maybe it's far-fetched, but I don't do that. When people get up and go to the bathroom, I don't check out their jackets or their hoodies or their hats to make sure they're real. I'm more worried about the person that I'm fellowshipping with. Are you a person of good character? That's what matters to me. Helping or hurting? What type of person are you? Do you got good character? Is your character solid? If I relay some information to you, will you be able to keep it to yourself, or are you going to tell everybody else? Even if I give you bad information, knowing that you're going to tell, are you going to keep it to yourself, or are you going to just tell everybody else because now you know some information about something that I know or something about me? Got to be aware of these types of people. It's crazy that someone would sit around and prefer to look at the label of my jacket than the type of person I am. Later on, they ended up saying some bad stuff about me or whatever because I didn't want to really hang out with them no more or be a part of their group, which is fine. Mother made them. Mother had them. Motherfuck them. You dig? I'd rather be around people who are genuine, authentic. I be around my guys. I've never seen that. I hope none of them be doing that. If they are, you guys are lames and goofies for doing that. Goof ass shit. Who does that? But in the end, man, know the difference. Know the difference in the people that you associate with. Everybody's not out to get you. The people that are out to get you will slowly reveal themselves. Snakes have the same pattern. They all have the same pattern. Snakes smile. Crocodiles smile. But so do dogs. They can smile too. But the loyal ones will protect you. The other ones will fall by the wayside, and when something goes wrong, they'll run. They'll run while you running. They won't stand their ground and protect you. You got to know the difference, man. I only did this, and the reason why I did this is because of a conversation that I had. Some people don't know the difference between people that are harming them and people that are hurting them. Sometimes the hurt that you think is coming from people in your circle is coming from hurt that you're actually dealing with. Does that make sense? Some of the hurt that you think is coming from people on the outside may be from things that you're actually dealing with, wrestling with, struggling with on the inside. And because of that, you may hurt your relationships with these people. I only cut off people that are just useless, that are harmful to what I have going on. What can be deemed as harmful? A person with negative words towards everything and everyone else. I can't trust a person like that. I can't be around a person like that. How do you comfortably speak about everyone else and everyone else's business? What type of person are you to do that? That's not a person that is good to be around. That's hurt. They wrestling with something. Why do I need to be around that type of person? I don't want to be around that. They need to get they need to get themselves some help. But know the difference in your circle and the people who want to hurt, the people that want to help. The people that want to hurt, you keep them far away from anything that matters. I don't care who they are, man. I know the difference between hurt and harm. I do. And a person that's trying to harm you can't disguise vile, vicious intention but behind words. Like, I know what you do. I recognize what it is that you're doing. But to the people out there who are living, breathing, excelling in this life through the hurt and the pain, and they recognize their circles of help, I salute you. Continue to do it. Continue to do it. Keep fighting a good fight. I appreciate you guys. Those who are in my circle and those who aren't. All the good people out there in the world. We got to start calling people on their bullshit. That's another thing. It's people that's walking around that maybe in your circle, maybe in my circle that are doing harm, and we not calling them out. We got to start calling people out, man. And to those who are in your circle that you have a problem with, address the issue away from everybody. Let you all get together and address the actual issue so y'all can break it down thoroughly. See where it went wrong, find out who's hurt, and move on. Communication is the key. With the evolution of technology, it seems that people have gotten stupider and dumber and lazy. And we continue to make excuses for our behavior instead of being accountable for our actions. With all this technology, all these different ways to communicate, we act like we don't know how to communicate with each other to move forward. Know the difference between the help and the harm.
Recognize the people that want you to do well. Recognize the people that want you to succeed. There are very few of those. There are very few people in life that'll help you. Those are people that you keep in close. You keep them in close to your inner circle. Yeah. Yo. I'll say it like that, I guess. I'm gonna go ahead and get a ball here. And as always, remember the mission statement when you're striving for greatness. God never puts you in the driver's seat if it's taken.